Materials, A3 thick paper. Acrylic paints, blue, green, yellow, red, white, black. Medium palette knife. Fan brush. Plastic bag for the pressure technique. Let's start with the background, which will create the atmosphere and depth of the painting. Apply blue paint with a palette knife in wide horizontal movements, gradually adding white to create a cloudy texture. Horizon and landscape. Use a mixture of green and yellow to create the lower part of the background. Use a palette knife to rub the paint into the paper, creating an effect of iridescent shades. Adding depth, a little blue and white near the horizon will help to convey perspective. Work quickly before the paint dries to achieve soft transitions. Bottom flower, main accent. This flower will be the center of the composition, so we will work on it in detail. Stem and leaves, use a fan brush and green paint. With short, choppy strokes, create the grass and leaves. Petals, drop some red and orange paint onto the paper. Take a plastic bag, inflate it, and gently press it onto the paint, creating the texture of the petals. Core, add some black to the center, and blend it to create depth. Use light pressure when working with the bag to achieve a natural shape of the petals. Top flower. This element will add dynamism to the composition. Use a thin brush to draw a curved stem. Petals. Use white paint and a fan brush. Use light movements to create a fluffy texture. Middle, add a dark center for contrast. Tip. Blurred edges of the petals will create the effect of movement and lightness. Final details. To bring the painting to life. Add subtle highlights to the leaves and stems. Use a little red and blue to splash accents on the background. Do this with a fan brush. Don't be afraid to experiment with textures. Unexpected effects can make your work even more expressive. Critical analysis of the painting. General style and impression. The painting is executed in an expressive manner with bright, saturated colors and bold brushstrokes. It is clear that the author strives to create a spectacular composition with dynamics and an emotional message. The use of a palette knife and the technique of pressing with a plastic bag gives the work texture and liveliness. However, the balance between detail and expression is disturbed in places. What was successful? Color scheme. The use of contrasting colors, especially red, green, and blue, creates an expressive impression. The painting looks energetic and attracts attention. Technique. The use of a palette knife and textural effects, for example a plastic bag, adds depth and originality. The petals of the lower flower turned out to be especially interesting. Composition. The placement of two flowers in different planes creates a sense of perspective. The tilt of the upper stem adds dynamics. Background. Abstract brushstrokes in the sky and grass look picturesque without overloading the painting with unnecessary details. What went wrong? Insufficient detail. The top flower, done in light colors, looks a little blurry and gets lost in the background. It lacks clear outlines, which upsets the compositional balance. Imperfect contrast. Despite the successful color scheme, some areas, for example the center of the bottom flower, lose depth due to too sharp color transitions. Smoother gradients would improve perception. The black lines of the stems look too harsh and graphic compared to the rest of the textured part of the picture. They do not harmonize with the overall style of the work. In some places, for example to the right of the bottom flower, the background texture looks random and does not support the overall composition. What could be improved? Add detail to the top flower. A little more contrast and clear lines around the petals will help make it more expressive. Work with gradients. The transitions between colors can be made smoother, especially in the center of the bottom flower, to avoid a flat effect. Soften the lines of the stems. Perhaps use softer shades of green or brown to better match the textured style of the overall painting. More background work. In some places, soft shadows or blurred elements can be added to give the painting even more depth. Summary. The work has a strong emotional energy, but requires more careful attention to detail. It is important not only to create effective brushstrokes, but also to ensure that each element supports the composition as a whole. Experimenting with textures was successful, but the balance between expression and precision is not yet ideal. A little more accuracy and this painting will sparkle even more. The artist should continue to explore different techniques, especially working with gradients and detailing.